Silence. It's a word that often carries a weight of discomfort, a sense of unease. We've all been there in those moments where the quiet seems to stretch on forever, making us fidget, making us anxious. It hangs heavy in the air, like an invisible barrier between people, creating a chasm that feels impossible to bridge. An unwelcome guest at the table of conversation, silence can make us feel isolated, even when we are sitting right next to someone. We've all felt it, that awkward pause during a first date, where every second feels like an eternity, and you scramble to find the right words to fill the void. Or the strained silence after an argument with a loved one, where the air is thick with unresolved tension and unspoken words. We are conditioned to see silence as a negative space, a void that must be filled with words, any words, to chase away the discomfort and the anxiety it brings. We talk, sometimes incessantly, to avoid the awkwardness, to bridge the gap, to feel connected. But what if this common perception of silence is misleading? What if, instead of dreading silence, we could learn to embrace it? What if silence could be a space of comfort, a moment of peace, a time to reflect and connect on a deeper level? Imagine sitting with someone you care about, not feeling the need to fill every moment with words, but simply enjoying each other's presence. What if silence could be a shared experience, a way to bond without the need for constant conversation? Emerging research suggests that silence in relationships isn't necessarily a sign of trouble. In fact, it can be a powerful tool for connection and intimacy. Studies have shown that couples who can sit in comfortable silence together often have stronger, more resilient relationships. In these quiet moments, we can find a deeper understanding of each other, a sense of peace and contentment that words often fail to convey. So the next time you find yourself in a moment of silence, don't rush to fill it. Embrace it. Let it be a space where connection and intimacy can grow. The University of Reading recently conducted a fascinating study that delved into the nuanced world of silence in romantic relationships. Instead of painting all silences with the same brush, this research explored how different types of silences impact couples' emotional experiences and relationship satisfaction. The study's findings challenge the traditional view of silence as inherently negative, revealing that silence can be just as diverse and complex as the spoken word. The researchers asked participants, individuals in romantic relationships, to reflect on recent episodes of silence they had experienced with their partners. This method allowed for a deep dive into the specific context and emotions surrounding each silent moment. Participants were asked to describe the situation, what led to the silence, and how they felt during and after the silence. The study's key takeaway? The emotional and relational impact of silence hinges on its underlying reason. In other words, not all silences are created equal. Just as a single word can carry vastly different meanings depending on its context, silence can be a sign of connection, a weapon of anger, or simply a moment of peaceful reflection. Section 5. The sound of silence can be deafening when silence signals trouble. The study found that silences stemming from negative emotions like anxiety, anger, or resentment were associated with decreased relationship satisfaction and increased individual distress. These negative silences often amplify the existing tension, leaving both partners feeling unheard, misunderstood, and emotionally distant. Imagine a couple engaged in a heated argument. Suddenly, one partner clams up, refusing to engage further. This silence, fueled by anger and resentment, speaks volumes, creating a chasm of misunderstanding and hurt. Section 6. Finding comfort in the quiet. The power of positive silence. In stark contrast, silences that arose organically from a place of comfort, shared understanding, or simply a desire to enjoy each other's presence were linked to positive emotional experiences and greater relationship satisfaction. These positive silences deepened intimacy, fostered a sense of security, and allowed for a quiet appreciation of the bond shared. Section 7. Silence isn't about fireworks, it's about feeling safe. Understanding low arousal positivity. It's important to note that the positive emotions associated with comfortable silence aren't always characterized by intense joy or excitement. Instead, they often manifest as a deep sense of peace, relaxation, and contentment, what researchers call low arousal positive affect. This calm happiness, born from a place of deep connection and unspoken understanding, can be incredibly powerful in strengthening relationship bonds. Section 8. Constructive quiet versus destructive hush, examples from everyday life. Imagine a couple sharing a quiet Sunday morning. The sun is gently streaming through the windows, casting a warm glow over the room. The air is filled with the soft hum of the world waking up, but inside there's a serene stillness. They sip their coffee, read the paper, and exchange knowing glances, all without feeling the need to fill the silence with words. The quiet is not empty. It is filled with mutual understanding and a deep sense of comfort. This comfortable silence, born from a place of shared contentment, strengthens their bond. It's a silence that speaks volumes, a testament to their connection and the peace they find in each other's presence. Now envision that same couple after a long, stressful day. The hustle and bustle of daily life have taken their toll, leaving them both feeling drained and irritable. They sit at the dinner table, avoiding eye contact, the silence thick with unspoken tension. The air is heavy, and every clink of the cutlery seems to amplify the distance between them. This silence, rooted in stress and resentment, erodes their connection. It's a silence that feels oppressive, a stark contrast to the peaceful quiet of the morning. The unspoken words hang in the air, creating a barrier between them. These contrasting examples highlight the importance of understanding the why behind the silence. Silence can be a powerful tool in relationships, but its impact depends on the emotions and intentions behind it. Constructive quiet can bring people closer, fostering a sense of intimacy and trust. Destructive hush, on the other hand, can drive a wedge between individuals, creating feelings of isolation and misunderstanding. In everyday life, we encounter both types of silence. It's crucial to recognize the difference and address the underlying issues when silence becomes destructive. Open communication and empathy can transform a tense hush into a constructive quiet, helping to rebuild and strengthen relationships. By being mindful of the nature of our silences, we can create more moments of peaceful quiet and reduce the instances of harmful hush. It's about finding balance and ensuring that our silences are filled with understanding rather than resentment. So the next time you find yourself in a moment of silence with a loved one, take a moment to reflect on its nature. Is it a silence that brings you closer or one that pushes you apart? Understanding this can make all the difference in nurturing a healthy, loving relationship. Section 9. Embracing the unspoken language. Silence as a foundation for intimacy. Silence, often misconstrued as a negative space, can be a powerful tool for fostering intimacy and connection in romantic relationships. In a world that is constantly buzzing with noise and distractions, finding moments of silence can be a rare and precious gift. It is in these quiet moments that we can truly connect with our partners on a deeper level. When it arises from a place of comfort, shared understanding, and mutual respect, silence ceases to be an absence of words and transforms into a rich language of its own, a language of unspoken emotions, shared experiences, and deep, abiding love. This unspoken language can convey more than words ever could. It can express feelings of contentment, trust, and a profound sense of belonging. In these moments, silence becomes a canvas on which the most beautiful aspects of a relationship are painted. By learning to decipher the different types of silence and embracing the quiet moments of connection, we can deepen our understanding of our partners, strengthen our bonds, and cultivate more fulfilling relationships. Silence can be a space for reflection, where we can process our thoughts and emotions without the pressure of immediate response. It can also be a space for simply being present with each other, enjoying the comfort of each other's company without the need for constant conversation. In these moments, we can truly appreciate the depth of our connection and the strength of our bond. So, the next time you find yourself in a moment of silence with your partner, embrace it. Let it be a reminder of the unspoken language that you share and the deep, abiding love that forms the foundation of your relationship.